Topic 1. President Trump's controversial plans regarding Greenland and the resulting diplomatic tensions with Europe, including tariff threats and trade relations. Donald Trump, the President of the United States, announced a framework for future negotiations concerning Greenland, retracting tariff threats against European countries. Following a meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Trump stated that a negotiation framework regarding Greenland and the Arctic region has been established, leading to the suspension of tariffs scheduled to take effect on February 1st. While Trump outlined the framework to include cooperation on Greenland's mineral resources and the Golden Dome missile defense system, specific details remain unclear. The European Union halted trade agreement negotiations with the U.S. in response to Trump's attempts to acquire Greenland and his tariff threats, arguing that these threats undermine sovereignty and territorial integrity. Although Trump excluded the use of military force for acquiring Greenland, European nations warned that his tariff threats could weaken transatlantic relations. The EU is planning an emergency meeting to discuss various countermeasures, including retaliatory tariffs, as diplomatic tensions with Europe continue to escalate. Topic 2. Economic growth in the United States driven by consumer spending, with a notable 4.4% increase in the third quarter. From July to September 2025, the U.S. economy experienced its fastest growth in 2 years, driven by a strong increase in consumer spending. The gross domestic product, GDP, rose by an annualized 4.4% in the third quarter, slightly revised from an initial estimate of 4.3%. Consumer spending, which accounts for 70% of the U.S. GDP, recorded a healthy growth rate of 3.5%, with spending in the services sector increasing by 3.6%. Additionally, growth was supported by rising exports and declining imports. However, many Americans expressed dissatisfaction with the economic situation due to high living costs, reflecting a K-shaped economy. Wealthy Americans are spending more due to market gains and increased investments, while low-income households struggle with stagnant wages and high prices. The job market remains weak compared to the overall economy, with a low unemployment rate of 4.4% but minimal job growth. The economy is experiencing a jobless boom, driven by AI investments and spending from the affluent, raising concerns about whether the middle class will benefit from this boom by 2026. Topic 3. Significant corporate maneuvers, including Nathan's famous acquisition by Smithfield Foods and Peet's Coffee, closing amid an $18 billion takeover. Peet's Coffee, a well-known coffee chain in California, is set to close several locations, including its Polk Gulch branch in San Francisco, which has been operating for over 30 years. This closure is part of the acquisition process by soda giant Keurig Dr. Pepper, which is purchasing Peet's Coffee's parent company, JDE Peet's, for $18 billion. Peet's Coffee was founded in 1966 in Berkeley, and its founder, Alfred Peet, introduced premium coffee to the U.S. based on his experiences in Indonesia. Meanwhile, Smithfield Foods has acquired the famous hot dog brand Nathan's Famous for $450 million. Smithfield is purchasing Nathan's shares at $102 each, which includes a premium of about 10% over Nathan's stock price. Founded in 1916 by Nathan Handwerker, Nathan's Famous is renowned for its hot dog eating contest held annually in Coney Island. Smithfield plans to continue this contest and, as a subsidiary of China's WH Group, will permanently own the Nathan's Famous brand through this acquisition. Topic 4. Geopolitical tensions and regulatory actions impacting various sectors, including the EU-Mercosur deal and Australia's audit of Airwallex. Australia's financial crime watchdog, AUSTRAC, has issued an audit order for the payment platform Airwallex over allegations of failing to comply with anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing regulations. AUSTRAC Express,